This is Amud Yomi Gemara and Shabbos Daf. Ayin Aleph, Amud Aleph, we're holding on the bottom of Ayin Amud Beis at the two dots, 6 lines from the bottom. Omar Rava. Says Rava, Kotzar v'tochan ki gregoris. Someone cut down, someone ground up, something the size of a gregoris, a dried fig. V'shigya Shabbos is Zadain Melachis. In a case, it was a shoygeg regarding Shabbos, but it was a Zadain. He was deliberate with regarding the Malacha. And then, v'chazar v'kotzar v'tochan ki gregoris, v'Zadain Shabbos, v'shigyas Melachis, which is the opposite. And then, quite the story, the Noidalay al Ksiro Tchina Shal Shigya Shabbos. First, he knows about the cutting, the grinding that he did with regarding the Shigya of Shabbos, Adam Malachis. And then, Shabbos, Shigya's Malachis. So there were two parts of the story, and he found out about them in that order, that which he did wrong. Each time, the first time finding out about the Shogeg on the Shabbos, second time finding out about the Shogeg on the Malachis. Continues the Gemara on the top of Ayin Aleph Amud Aleph. Ksira Gregoris Ksira. The first Ksira brings the second Ksira with it. Tchina Gregoris Tchina. And it's Ksira, the Tchina brings the Tchina. What does it mean? It's Gregoris. It means that it's the same carbon, the same kapara that he has is both for the Ksira and for the Tchina. And therefore, so too over here, because he became Noida, aware of what he did afterwards, therefore, he has to bring one carbon for each. Aval, however, continues the Gemara on the top of Ayin Aleph, Amud Aleph, the second line. Noida la Ksir shal zadin Shabbos shigis melachis. If you first knew about the Ksira, that you knew was Shabbos and Shogeg and the Malachais, which right then is Mechayiv you what? A carbon for every Malacha. Then, Ksira Gerer is Ksira Tchine Shima, Tchine Shegnegda b'Mekayma Medes. Then the Ksira will be a place of the Ksira and the Tchina, but the Tchina will be b'Mekayma Medes, and I'll need another carbon in that case, because since when he found out about it, it created a chiyuv right away on each action that he did. The other tchina doesn't have a carbon, therefore that requires its own carbon afterwards. Abaye Amar comes in Abaye and he says, no, tchina nami gereres tchina, it's still one carbon will work for all of them. Shin tchina, regardless of when he knew about it. Why? Because Shem Tchina Achasi. Says the Gemara, Umiyasli the Rava Greira. Ask the Gemara, does Rava hold of this whole concept of Greira, that one Avira draws along the next, one carbon draws along the next? V'yitmar, Achal Shnei Zeiti Chelim Belem Echad. If someone ate 2 olive amounts of chelev, and one act of forgetting, and one of those two he knew about. Before he found out about the second thing he did wrong, he had another exercise. My Rava, heavy carbon al Rishain, Rishain Vishani Mischabrim. Shlishi and Mischaber, the third of he did is not a kapar yet. But once he brings the carbon on the Shlishi, then Shlishi Vishani Miskabrin, Rishanena Miskaber. Because anything is done within the same time frame of Helim is included in the same carbon. Rishanena Miskaber. Heavy carbon alam soy. Freeze a carbon for the middle one. Nischabru kulan. They're all nischabru. Bayamar, Afilu carbon alechem and nischabru kulan. So what's the reason that Rava says that it all goes by whichever block of time you did Avira? Because Rava clearly does not hold of doing everything. Excuse me, Rava does not hold of each one being goyrer, the other with it. So how by us are we saying that Rava holds ksira goyrer is ksira tchina to goyrer is tchina? Answers the Gemara. Basar de shame me Abaye savra. After Rava learned from Abaye, he agreed with it. Says the Gemara, wait, if it's true that Rava now holds to this concept of Greira, Tchina Nami, Tigra Litzchina. So therefore, they should also be considered one Helam Echad and Tchina should draw like the other Tchina. Greira is slave, but Greira Digreira less slave. There's different levels. To drag along one Avera, he will, but to drag along two, that Rava will disagree with. So says the Gemara, let's do a little bit of math. Smack in the middle of Ayin Aleph, Amud Aleph. The first line is Greira. Milsa Debshit Leila Bayi Virava, Mibayi Leila Rav Zera. According to that which we just said, both Abaye and Rava both hold that when you bring a carbon, that carbon will come to be nischaper on both averas that he did, as long as it's within one helam, one act of forgetfulness. Even though part of it was done b'mezid and part of it b'shayik, but because it was within one time frame of helam, therefore one chatas will work. Says the Gemara, that which is Pasha Tabai V'Rava, it was a kasha to Rav Zera. Mibayi le Rav Zera. Tabai Rav Zera mirav Hasi, V'amir lebayi minei Rav Yirmiyah mirav Zera. Kasar v'tachad chatzi gregors b'shiga Shabbos v'zadoin melachais. And then, v'chaz v'kasar v'tachad chatzi gregors v'zidoin Shabbos v'shigas melachais. Mahu sheyitzarfu. What is the halacha? The two Averas combined. That was Rav Zera's kasha, which according to Abaye and Rava we just learned is pashit. Namar lech halukin lechatayis v'loy mitzarfim. So Rav Zera disagrees that they're not mitzarif with regarding the einesh, with regarding the carbon that is brought. Says the Gemara, is that true? Is it true that when they're chaluk in their carbon, it's not mitzarif? V'atanan, we learned in the Mishnah, two of the same avira and one helim in a chayv alachas. There's one chayv. Different aviras, chayv alachas v'achas, of course. Chayv each every one. Zu chaymer b'minin harbe b'minin echad. This is the chaymer of many different aviras over one avira. Zeh chaymer bin echad, b'minin harbe. And this is a chumrah of many minim, one min over minim arbe. That what? Shemachal chatzi zayis, v'chazar chal chatzi zayis. Then, if it's min echad, then it could be mitzarif because it's the same type. But mishnei minim won't be mitzarif. So on one hand, if it's separate averais, create separate karbanos. On the other hand, if it's the same avera, it's mitzarif in the shear. V'avina ba, and we wondered on the last narrow line. For the Mishnah need to say that if someone ate two pieces, chatzi zayis of one time, he is chayiv. Two different types of dishes, but it was the same avera for Rav Yeshuhi, and that's the chiddush. That the dishes, yes, split them up, even though it is the same iser. Ma'u the tema. Amar Rav Yishovi in the kula bin l'chumra. Kamashlan de l'kula le'amar just l'chumra kamar. And therefore, they will be mitzarif to create the shear, to create the chiyuv. So says the Gemara. So what's the kasha in our case? The chalukah l'chatois, and yet we see become mitzarfi. Answers the Gemara, Amar lei, Mara Reisha Masle, you learned to Rish Lakish on the Reisha of a Kashle. And on a Seifa Matnit on lei, Veloy Kashle. Now what did the Seifa say? Mishnei and Potter Svichalim Meimar. The Mishnah they tell me if you did two different types of the same Isser, that you're Potter. And on that, Rish Lakish Bar Tutni, and that's the chiddush of Rav Yeshuhi. Damar Tabchuyin Mechalkin, the dishes split it. V'kamashalan Dam Reish Lakish Dam Rav Yeshua Bein L'Kula Bein LeChumra. And that's going to be the chiddush, and it goes both ways. And the Gemara now just does some math at the very bottom of the Amud. Mid the Seifa Min Echad Shnei Tachumim. The fact that the Seifa is one avera and two types of dishes as we turn over to Amid Beis. Mechlal de Reisha is the opposite. Menecha v'tam chol yechad. Menecha v'tam chechad shichol emir. So what's the chiddush of the Reisha? It's pashit. It's one dish. It's one avera. So it's pashit. Says the Gemara Amar Rav that it's pashit that it's mitzaref the two chatzi zayis to one Aveiro. Ravunach ma'iskin Concise yediyah bein tayim. For Rav Gamliel yidamer ein yediyah l'chatzi shir. That there's no yediyah for chatzi shir. That's the chiddush. That once you have a yediyah, it splits it up, and then it will not able to be mitzaref. Pick it up from here. B'siyata dishmaya.